Yo, what's up? This your boy Fast coming at you with another video. I've been to the penitentiary on 3 different occasions. The first time I went to the penitentiary was for 30 months. The second time I went to the penitentiary was for 28 months. And the last time I went to the penitentiary was for 40 months. The first time I went to the penitentiary was for an aggravated assault crime. I thought that I can, maneuver through the system and things like that. But in reality, I couldn't, so I ended up going to the penitentiary, for, like I said, 30 months, And at that time, when I went there, it was like a learning experience. I had to learn how to, do all the penitentiary things and stuff like that. You had to learn how to, like I said, where to sit at in the penitentiary, the rules of your cellmates, how to manage your money, how to, walk the yard, how to basically, survive in the penitentiary. The first time that I went in there, I had to learn how, like I said, learn how to survive up in there and, make sure that I wasn't doing nothing that could end up, not allowing me to get home and things like that. So the second time I went to the penitentiary, I kind of had knowledge of the first time that I went to the penitentiary. So it was like kind of easy. I knew all the rules and stuff like that, to where when I got in there, I kind of like just fell in place with everything, learn how to, treat your cellie, learn how to, do the child hall, learn how to, manage your money. Basically, I just kept everything, on the smooth cap to where, I didn't really get in too much trouble when I got in there. I did a lot of crazy stuff while I was in there, but I learned how to not really get in too much trouble. I learned how to, keep my head up and stay focused on a lot of stuff. And the third time I went to the penitentiary, it was kind of, not easy or anything like that. It was still kind of hard, but I kind of like I said, once you learn the rules of the penitentiary, things get kind of easy to where now you got to focus on staying out that mud. You don't want to, be a repeated offender all the time, So the third time that I was in there, I had to really come up with a master plan, with myself to where I didn't, make sure that I wouldn't fall up under any type of bad things or anything like that. I just wanted to just go through there and just do my time and get out. But like I said, I wanted to learn something in there. So this time, on the last time that I went in there, even though I was doing a lot of crazy stuff and trying to make some money and stuff like that, that's just anybody. But I also was thinking of myself, what I'm going to do when I get out this time, because I don't want to, go back to the penitentiary another time. I just wanted, to stay out with my family. I got tired of, losing family members and things like that. I got tired of, not seeing my kids. I got tired of not being into certain type of relationships, because you lose people when you go to the penitentiary. You lose a lot of people, a lot of loved ones, people backstab you. You got your friends, plotting on you. So, like I said, the last time when I went, I was thinking, hey, man, this has got to be the end, because I can't come back again and do all this stuff over and over and over and over again, because I'm going to end up, basically, living my life in that motherfucker. So I had to hurry up and come up with a good strategy to make sure that, hey, this time you're going to stay out, So what I did was, I just read a lot, I stayed to myself, and I listened to a lot of people that, that was in there that was basically doing a lot of time. And basically, they got tired of seeing me too, because like I said, when you go to the penitentiary, you see people that's going to be in there a long time. So you try to, you try to make sure that you stay focused on a lot of stuff. But at that time, like I said, on my last time, I was just making sure that I just did the right thing, But the first 2 times that I went in there, I was just on some bullshit, thinking that I can do this and thinking that I can do that. But in reality, I was losing course of what I was doing. I was always, running in the streets and doing this, trying to sell drugs, trying to hustle, trying to do this. But in reality, all that stuff, just really just got me caught up again. The people that you hustle with on the street, they really ain't your friends and things like that. They just want you, hang out with you because you're making the money. But once you start making the money, you get to see who your real friends is, because a lot of people that you hang with that's making money, they ain't really fucking with you like that. But in reality, they want to fuck with you, because they want to make the money, with you. But once you lose ties with that, you cut them off, to where they don't make no money no more, then they look at you all funny, like you just a piece of shit, But in reality, shit, nigga, they the piece of shit, because, they end up, going to the penitentiary as well. But once they get to the penitentiary, some people don't think that they did anything wrong. But in reality, you did do something wrong, because you in the penitentiary. So you got to be real mindful of everything that you do, because if you don't, you're going to find yourself back up in there, and everybody that you hang with and everybody that you think is your friend ain't going to even really mess with you at all. They ain't going to send you no money. They ain't going to try to make sure that your family's straight. They're going to try to talk to your people and stuff like that, but they ain't going to make sure that you straight. They're going to make sure that they are straight versus, making sure that the nigga that was on the street, feeding them, they ain't going to look out for you. And it's crazy just how things is, because most people, when they go to the penitentiary, they think that, they big and bad and things like that. But you ain't big and bad just because you've been to the penitentiary. Once you get to the penitentiary, people just, like I said, people look at you funny. They don't look at you the same as they normally would look at you. Most people, when they get there, all they want to do is just, like I said, on the street, the same way niggas is on the street, niggas is the same way in the penitentiary. They try to use you. They try to, get what they can from you. And then once all that stuff is gone, then they don't want to fuck with you no more. But, you need to, like I said, pay attention to a lot of stuff. There's a lot of youngsters out there that's going to the penitentiary now and thinking that, all that shit is cool. But in reality, that shit ain't cool at all. It ain't cool, to have an inmate number or to have your picture on a badge, that you got to walk around every day with and things like that. Because the people that look at you, they really looking at you and really observing a lot of things that you do. So when you go there, you got to be real, like I said, real mindful of a lot of stuff. You got to pay attention to a lot of stuff. You can't think that you can go to the penitentiary and once you get out, just because you've been to the penitentiary, now you big and bad, and you think that you can do the same things that you was doing. They got you in the penitentiary, but you think that you got a little slicker. But in reality, you ain't got slick, Shit, the police, they know more about the streets than basically us. So eventually they're going to end up, catching you up and doing something that you ain't supposed to, because you feel like, you doing something positive, because you're making some money. But in reality, shit, you ain't really making no money, because all that money that you making goes back to your lawyers. It goes back to your family when you go to jail, because they got to make sure that they pay rent and take care of bills and things like that. So you can't be keeping money in shoe boxes and things like that when you think that, just because you got a little money and things like that, you can think that you can just, manipulate the system and think that you can just get by, But in reality, shit, nigga, you paying your debt back to society. All that money that you hustle with goes right back into the system, So, like I said, I did a lot of time, like 9 years in the penitentiary. And shit, them 9 years that I did, I lost a lot of things. I lost a lot of money. I lost a lot of dreams. I lost a lot of hope. I lost a lot of relationships. I lost a lot of friends. There's a lot of things that you lose once you go to the penitentiary. It's not all about, you once you go to the pen. It's about, what you can do for yourself versus, when you get out. You think that you can be this type of person, but in reality, you can't be that type of person. You know, you always have to be a stand-up type of person regardless of what you're doing, because once you start doing a lot of stuff on the street, you know, people start noticing, you know what I'm saying, what you're doing. And the same people that you hang with are the same people, you know what I'm saying, that's going to end up, you know what I'm saying, end up putting you behind bars because you think that, hey, man, you know what I'm saying, I'm hanging with this dude is cool. But in reality, you know what I'm saying, all that motherfucking doing is just using you until you ain't got nothing else, you know what I'm saying, to basically give out. So, like I said to all these youngsters out there, going to the penitentiary is not cool. You might bump your head 1, 2, or 3 times, but you got to really learn, you know what I'm saying, how to really stay up out that motherfucker. Because once you get up in there and once you get locked in there for life, it's a done deal. You know what I'm saying? So if you go in there with small time, use that small time to make sure that when you get out, you on a better page versus, you know, you getting out and doing the same things over and over. Find you a job, you know, make sure that your family is straight, make sure that your kids are straight, make sure that everybody that you love is straight. Don't go to the pen thinking that once you get out, you're going to do the same thing that you did that got you back in there, because it ain't going to work like that. You might stay out a couple years, you might stay out 3 years, you might stay out 4 years, you might stay out 5 years. I think on one of my times where I got out, I stayed out almost 7 years, you know, before I caught another case. But that's just because, you know, like I said, the way that I was moving, you know, I was moving kind of, you know what I'm saying, reckless and stuff like that. But like I said, I stayed out a little while, but it finally caught up with me, you know what I'm saying, in the end, you know what I'm saying, with them drug charges, thinking that you can hustle and thinking that, you know what I'm saying, you can make all this money. But in reality, all the money that you're making, you know what I'm saying, goes all the way back to the court systems. And then you end up, you know what I'm saying, basically being broke because you took care of the courts versus taking care of yourself by getting a job and things like that. You know, I've been out 15 years, you know, holding it down, you know what I'm saying, for myself. And, you know, I'm really proud of myself this time because, you know, me staying out this long, you know what I'm saying, I'm able to see a lot of stuff. I'm able to read a lot of people, you know, that I used to hang with and things like that. But now, you know, a lot of that shit, you know what I'm saying, don't change, you know. A lot of my friends, you know what I'm saying, are back in the penitentiary, and they be calling me and things like that. Sometimes I answer, sometimes I don't, because, you know, I look at it like this is the way that you kind of treated me. You know, when I was in jail, you didn't really hold nothing down for me, but now you want me to kind of hold stuff down for you. It don't work like that, you know. So like I said, you know what I'm saying, you being in the penitentiary ain't a good thing. I wasted, like I said, 9 years of my life on some bullshit that I could have, you know, kind of learned some things from, but I didn't, you know. And like I said, when you go to the penitentiary and things like that, you know, you don't learn nothing in jail, you know what I'm saying. You just try to get smarter and things like that. And most people think that once they get out, they can do this and they can do that, but you really can't do them type of things, you know what I'm saying, no more, because everything changed, you know what I'm saying. Every year something changed. So when you're doing your thing, you got to make sure that you stay focused and keep your mindset on the positive things versus, you know what I'm saying, running around thinking that you can do this. You know, like I said, I spent a lot of time in there and I learned a lot of stuff and I seen a lot of stuff. So when I got out, I was able to, you know what I'm saying, kind of maneuver around and learn a lot of stuff, you know what I'm saying, like maybe get a job this time. You know, the first time I wasn't thinking about, when I got out in the penitentiary, I wasn't thinking about getting a job and things like that. You know, I ran the streets, you know what I'm saying, thought that I can hustle, you know, duck and dodge my parole officer and things like that. And then when that case finally hit me, boom, now I was back in there, you know what I'm saying, with a PV and a new case. You know, that's how it starts, you know what I'm saying? You get that PV first, and then you get that new case, and then they double your time or however they want to do it. But with me, you know what I'm saying, I had a little money, so, you know, they end up giving me like 28 months, you know what I'm saying, for my first drug case. You know, my second drug case, you know, they gave me like 40 months, but like I said, I stayed out, you know what I'm saying, almost 7 years. So I made a lot of money doing what I was doing. So when I went to the penitentiary, you know, I had lawyers and things like that. And you know, thinking that, you know, hey man, you know, these motherfuckers gonna get me out. But in reality, shit, they just used me for the money that they could, you know, made sure that I came to court and things like that, and make sure that they rushed my motherfucking ass off to the penitentiary. You know, I mean, lawyers play the game too, you know. So like I said, you know, when you go to the penitentiary and you start doing crime and stuff like that, you got to be real careful of your lawyers too, because they put you in the penitentiary too. You know, they sit there and talk to them judges and them DAs and things like that. And then here it is, you know, you end up finding yourself in a situation to where your lawyer, you know what I'm saying, basically telling you, hey man, you got to take a plea bargain, because if you don't take a plea bargain, they're going to give you such certain amount of time. Like I think at this time they was trying to give me like 60 months, you know, if I didn't take the plea bargain. So I ended up taking the plea bargain. They ended up giving me 40 months, you know what I'm saying? So I ended up getting out the penitentiary, you know what I'm saying, but maybe in like 36 months or something like that, you know. But shit, I hurry up, you know. When that time came for me to open that door, I told myself, this time when I get out, I'm not going to go do nothing crazy. I'm going to make sure that I follow the books. I'm going to make sure that I get a job, make sure that I do everything that I'm supposed to, you know. And then, you know, everything worked out for me. You know, I end up staying out the penitentiary. I end up staying, you know what I'm saying, away from a lot of people that I didn't, you know what I'm saying, associate with at the time. And I end up, you know what I'm saying, finding myself in a better situation versus, you know, getting out and doing something crazy. You know, I didn't want to, you know, go back to the penitentiary. So like I said, I just stayed in there and did my thing, you know. I know I'm at work and things like that. I'm on my little break, so I'm going to go ahead, you know, and cut this a little short. Like I said, I'm at work, you know, doing something that I did when I got out the penitentiary. I stayed, you know what I'm saying, with a job and things like that, you know. Made sure that my family was straight, you know, did this, did that, you know, tried to, you know, do a lot of other stuff, but it didn't work out, you know. But yeah, this your boy Fats and them coming at you with another video. All right, y'all stay up.